I'm Joan Cartan-Hansen. Thank you for joining me this Dialogue Web Extra. We're continuing our conversation with, if I can get this right, Ilse and Edith and Dorothy about your story and your survival, heroic for the two of you, your survival and your fascinating account of their story of survival of World War II in Indonesia. We have a caller on the line. Let's go to Zita, calling from Orange, Massachusetts. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Go ahead.
Well, just wanted to let you know that I also have a very similar background, and I'm very happy to see this being exposed. I also feel like it has to be known to others about our history. As a matter of fact, I recorded the story to tell the story. Unfortunately, we have that on a CD form. But I'm so glad to see these two beautiful women and the author just sort of letting us know and letting the rest of the world know that we still are here, we still exist, and we still heard.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you calling in.
You're welcome.
So the story that we're talking about is your survival during World War II, the Japanese concentration camp that you're in, and then afterwards the fighting in Indonesia. If you want someone to remember one thing about your story and your survival, what one thing should they remember? What message or what meaning should people find in this story?
The truth.
The truth.
Yeah.
Good answer. Yeah. And I think just the strength of the human spirit. I mean, here she sits with her beautiful sister, and when you read the story, you can't imagine how they could have survived, but they survived.
That part of you, to let you.
What? Go ahead.
I remember her when we were on a place we couldn't find. And I was on your back in Slendang,
Yeah.
and you have to keep me quiet the way. Tell him.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Tell them how I have to keep her quiet. I just stuck my finger in my own mouth to make it wet and said, go ahead and suck on it.
That was the only way to keep a baby quiet.
Yeah.
That was one. That
I was
that
quiet.
was funny. Yeah. But
And it looks like we almost have another phone caller. Well, as soon as they get that cleared, we'll go to that. And you currently live, Edith, in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Is this a part of the Dutch culture? Is it a story that's familiar in the Dutch culture?
Of our...
Well, of the what happened to the Dutch colonialists in Indonesia, or in the Dutch East Indies that became Indonesia.
When we came to Holland, Indonesia became a republic, and the Dutch people have to leave. That's what I know.
Yeah.
400,000.
400,000 had to return.
Yeah.
Let's go to our other caller here. Priscilla in Boston, Massachusetts. Priscilla?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm an Indo. I'm a Dutch Indonesian, and I just want to let you know that there is an organization, the Indo Project it's called, that is assembling all the stories of these people, because there was about 400,000 of us that were repatriated and went through a diaspora, went to the Netherlands, and about 30,000 ended up in the U.S., just like Ilse. And now there's a group now that has formed to collect all these stories, and it's called the Indo Project.
And we actually have a link on our website to
No,
that.
you don't have the link on the website.
Oh, we don't have a link.
But it is www.theindoproject.org.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you watching.
Thank you for focusing on this subject. Bye.
Bye. We just have a couple of minutes left, and I want to ask the question to you again that I asked at the end of the broadcast program. So if you have a chance to see the broadcast program, I want to ask you, how did finally telling this story change your life?
I could put it off me.
Yeah.
That it was in the open. It really changed my life, yes. Wow.
And Dorothy, how did it change your life?
I learned so much that I didn't know before. I realized that all Holocaust did not happen in Europe. And I have such great respect for Ilse and her family, and I see them here healthy, and I am awed by what they went through and the fact they got through it, and here they are today with good lives. Yeah.
And why should the average American or the average person from the Netherlands, why should they care about this part of world history?
Well, it belongs in the schools to begin with. Why not?
And why should people in the Netherlands care about this?
Because we were a colony of Holland,
Yeah.
but the children or people, they don't anything. They know anything about the war there. Only the Holocaust, and
No.
but not ours. No.
And why, as an American, should Americans care about this story?
Because it's a huge block of World War II history that's been missing. Probably because the United States was not involved in that particular part of the Pacific campaign, but it makes it no less important that we know.
Is it something because it happened to women that it became less known?
Well, a lot of the men, ended up like on the Burma Road. I mean, the
Yeah.
men suffered too. But there was so much suffering that by the time the war was over, they went to Europe. They had their own stories.
Yeah.
So there was really no room for more. And so these were people that just never really got to tell what happened to them.
Well, and now you did, and that's the start.
Yes.
And I apologize, we've run out of time. Thank you, Ilse, Edith, Dorothy, I appreciate it so much. And thank you for joining us for this Dialogue Web Extra.